Hello, Flosstube. Uh, Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here, and I am um, once again, like last week, using my laptop to make the video. It's just, I've been so used to using my tablet for the past I don't know how long, and this is just, you know, it's a little. It's like, how did I do this last week? I don't remember how I did it. Anyway, yeah. So I talked about my tablet being dead. It's well and truly dead. So either I will continue making videos on my laptop, since I've had the laptop for a few months. I just had never used it because I was so used to my routine on the tablet and everything. And it's just a different process on the laptop, and oddly enough, it's just something I had never done before or tried before or whatever. So it's, and as I've said before, I'm kind of a Luddite, and so it's just difficult for me. Anyway, so I have a few things to talk about. This is my video number, Flosstube number 396. Today is the 26th of July. So actually next Saturday will be in August. So this is the last few days of July. And so yesterday the new numbers for WIPGO came up. So that'll be coming up. And I have the August cross-stitch camp challenge that'll be coming up. And but I have also 3 finishes for the month of July, not counting my July cross-stitch camp finish that I talked about before, which was the forget-me-nots, the elephant thing. So anyway, I'll get started with my, I'll talk about that later. So last week I had talked about the little brown bat that I worked on. And so I had finished the goal. I had met the goal of 7 days. I think last Saturday I was going to stitch a little bit more on that or something like that. So I think I might have stitched a little bit. I don't know. But my other whip for July was Madame Chantilly Aprile Dolce Dormire. And get a better picture of it. Yeah. So these 3 bunnies, the mama and papa bunny and the baby bunny and the big carrot. And so last time I had done about probably, less than half. So I worked on 1 day earlier in the month on finishing this big carrot. I had done the wheelbarrow. I had not done the green fronds on the carrot. But anyway, so I had left actually a needle and thread, kind of connected to this carrot. So I had finished the carrot at the beginning of the month, I think. But so I waited until, last week, whatever, to work on this. And last time I had worked on it, I had done the brown of this tree branch, whatever, and almost all of the, of the leaves. There are actually 2 little leaves right here that I had not done. I don't know if I had run out of thread when I was doing them or whatever, or I just overlooked them, but I realized as I was stitching, I'm like, oh, there's 2 leaves that are supposed to be there. Anyway, but I had not done any of the white flowers that are on there. You can just see them. They're not quite as, they don't contrast quite as well on this yellow fabric as I had thought of, but it looks, you can see it nicely still. And so I did the bunnies, and I kind of wish the blue on his little pants, I kind of wish there'd been a little bit more contrast. You can see it, I guess, better on the screen than in person, it's very close to the gray color of his body. But anyway, so I did the bunnies, I did this frond, carrot frond, and my goal was 7 days on this, but I was by the 7 days I was so close to the finish that I just took a couple more days and stitched on it some more, so I finished it. Yay! WIPGO has been very good for me to just push me to finish things that just been languishing in my WIP pile. So because I had already hit the goal on my little brown bat stitching, after the Aprile Dolce Dormire, all that was left was my 2 new starts for WIPGO. And so they were, the 2 new starts were the Indiana, the Statehood Splendor series by Thread Milk, and what was the other one? Quillber by the Blue Flower. It's a little penguin that I bought. I think I bought it at Jingle Ball this past Christmas. I think it was this past one. Anyway, so Indiana was my number 2. This is a Thread Milk Statehood Splendor series. I don't know why this says 21st Indiana, and Indiana was I guess the 19th state admitted, I think, the way I understand it. Anyway, I don't know. But there's the year that it was admitted as a state, and then it's various symbols to, I think the state tree is the tulip tree, and then there's an arrow and a teepee, and then IN for Indiana. So these are all, I think they're all mostly one color thread. I think the Arkansas one has 2 colors. But again, I think I had mentioned before that I got 4 of the states for the 4 states that I lived in: New Mexico, Indiana, Arkansas, and Arizona. So the first one up was Indiana. So this is I did mine on 25 count Lugana in natural color. And the way I was looking at these, I thought, well, I can fit like 2, oops, I'm about to drop this, sorry, 2 very easily on this, on one piece. And so I bought another one of these, another piece of this to match. So I'm going to do Indiana and one of the other states on here, and then 2 more on the other piece of this I have. So I could probably easily fit 2, but not easily fit 3, right? Just I didn't want to have them so close together that I'd have to be squeezing to get them in, but yeah. So I don't know. Maybe 3 would fit on here. I don't know. But so this is 25 count Lugana in the colorway natural, and the thread is just one variegated. What is this called? It's Classic Colorworks Apple Fritter is the color. So that's this. So yeah, it's only 50 by 50 the thread count, so it went very quickly. And so I was able to finish that as well. So that is another finish. I have 3 this for the month of July. So that is like Statehood Splendor by Thread Milk. And did I put? Yeah. Okay. And so did I have 3 finishes? Maybe I only have 2. Well, I guess 3 if you count my cross-stitch camp piece. um, yeah, I was thinking I had 3 finishes, but, well, I will have 3 finishes, I think, before the end of the month, because my other new start for July is Quillber, this little porcupine by the blue flower. There's a little porcupine, and he's holding a little nutcracker in the middle there. There's a picture. There's his face up here. And so this is on the linen is plum pudding that she stitched it on. It was stitched on 40 count, which is, so it makes it pretty small. But I stitched it on 28 count Lugana in this color that I dyed myself. So he's a little bit bigger. And right now I'm working on all these quills around him that are all, I don't know if you can see them all here, but they're all, you know, all around his body, and they're all back stitched. So I'm working on that. Yeah. So I just started working on his quills today. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish it by the end of the day today, or maybe tomorrow at the latest. But so that will be my 3rd finish. Yeah. So that's Quillber, again by the blue flower, and this was my 2nd new start for the month of July. And so going forward then into August, I'm still doing cross-stitch camp for the month of August. The challenge for cross-stitch camp was stitch something new to you. This Starry Starry Night was scoring you. The new to me thing is the designer. I've never done anything by this designer. Cosford Rise Stitchery is the name of the designer for this. And I will be stitching it on, I think this is 18 count Ada that I dyed myself. So I'll be stitching that on those colors. And the stitching is all, you know, mostly like, you know, a gold and white, and there's a little bit of a dark blue, I think black on there. Maybe not dark blue, but black, light blue. So I think it'll all look good on there. I did make, it is kind of a large pattern, because it's like 4 pages for the front and 4 pages for the back. And so it's you know, bigger than it really needs to be, you know, considering that the stitch count is not huge, right? But it just was, you know, printed rather large. So I did make a working copy so I could cut it apart, paste it together, and make it a little bit more, so that, you know, because it's really hard for me when they're, you know, 2 pages and there's a little bit of overlap, and, you know, so I plan to, you know, tape the pieces together, even though it'll be large because of the large size. It'll just be easier for me to visualize, you know, what I'm doing. But anyway, so that is my August project for cross-stitch camp. And the other August thing I have going on is, of course, WIPGO. The WIPGO numbers came out this weekend, yesterday, and the numbers were 12 and 15. So 12, the WIP is the Beaver by Cottage Garden Samplings. And of course, this past month was the little brown bat, and these two are on the same piece of fabric. So I had talked about the little brown bat. I had done, you know, I don't think I did any more on last Saturday after I did my video. I did a little bit on these leaves here. I don't know if I had done that already. And I was gonna go back to, you know, stitching on the black, but I kind of pooped out on that. But the beaver is on this same piece of fabric right here. So last time I think I finished this tree, the basic outline of the tree. I don't think I finished I don't know if there's leaves or whatever on the tree. Yeah, all these leaves I did not do yet, but I did the basic tree, and I started on the beaver's body. I did not get to his tail. And actually, it's kind of funny because when I was looking through my bag of whips for the beaver, I didn't realize he was on the same fabric. I was just, you know, looking for the project bag that I had the beaver in, and I just saw I saw a long tail, and I thought, well, the beaver's got this long tail, so I thought I had the right bag, and I looked a little more closely, and I thought, no, that's not right. That's the raccoon. The raccoon is another one of these animals, and I had already stitched the tail of the raccoon, and so when I saw this tail and just like glanced it through my project bag, I assumed it was the beaver, and it wasn't. I have not done this tail on the beaver yet. But, yeah, so I did do this little cabin, and I did the tree, and I did, like I said, part of the beaver's body. Here's his little face there. So, like I said, I haven't done his tail yet or anything like that. I think I just did one color, the main color, you know, here's just the first color. And then I did a little bit of his face so you could see his face better. But so, yeah. And I think that's one of his, like his back foot or something, the claws on his back foot. So maybe I can do the body of the beaver like I, you know, did the body of the bat here. Yeah. So that's kind of like I guess the November, number 11 of this series of animals. So that's my, one of my August whips. And the other August whip I have is Lost and Found by Silver Creek Samplers. And the text says, I am a lost sheep gone astray. Shepherd, find me, this I pray. O shepherd, listen to my prayer and keep me in thy loving care. So last time I worked on it, I did the border across the top and this like dove that's on here. It's on the top. You can see it a little bit better in person than what I'm seeing here looking at the camera. But I did this, these diamonds across the top have stitches inside them. So I just did the outline of the diamonds across here in one color. I think they're different colors on the inside. You know, one is one set of colors, and the other is another set, and I think they alternate or something like that. So the insides are a little more complicated. And then I did the beginnings of the words, and then the beginning of this tree that's around the sheep. So I just did, you know, some of the leaves, but not all of them. And then I did a little bit of the sheep, his face, and the outline, sort of beginnings of the outline of his body. But so, yeah. So it's kind of has a long ways to go on it, but we'll see how far that goes. This is 28 count Lugana that I dyed myself. Yeah. So there's like a big swatch of grass under the sheep's feet, so that's going to be kind of a lot of stitching. But and the sheep is a little complicated in the texture on there, but there's a lot of leaves there. The words I expect to go pretty quickly, and then there's another line of border here underneath. She has the year 2020 on there, so I don't think there's like a number chart or anything like that, but I'll probably put 20 whatever. If I am able to finish it, be 2025. But if not, I'll just leave that last number off because I don't know when I'm going to finish it. But anyway, this is my second whip, and the goal for both of those whips is 7 days. So we'll see. But like I said, I want to work on the Starry Night Biscornu because my for the challenge for August is to start it on the 1st and finish it before the 31st. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so along with those 2 whips, I have new starts for the month, and the goal is just to start them. I don't have to do a set number of days or whatever. So number 12 is Merry Menagerie. This is also by the Blue Flower. Killdeer. There's 3 separate items in this chart. There's the Killdeer, an axolotl, and blue penguins. So this number, I'm doing the Killdeer here. And I don't have a specific thread count for those.